Here are my notes. Ableism, sexism, colorism, racism. These are all terms that we associate with negative emotions or attitudes towards groups of individuals in society. We know better than to use these words and other words that fall into these categories of descriptors because they're wrong. But yet we continue to use the negative terminology describing individuals with disabilities or different abilities, health conditions or behaviors that describe them negatively. Why? We use words like crazy, nuts, wacky. Those are just 3 examples of these types of words or negative connotations. They're just as valid and just as wrong as any other chauvinistic, racial, or derogatory term in any other kind of category. The umbrella term that we're talking about is ableist language or ableism. We need to become familiar with what it is and how to be more supportive toward different individuals and stop using ableist language to hurt differently abled individuals in our society. So let's talk about what ableism really is, or what it means. What is ableism or ableist language? According to glscn.org, ableism is a system of oppression. It benefits able-bodied individuals at the expense of disabled individuals or differently abled individuals. According to ZeroEverybody.com, it insinuates that disabled or differently abled individuals are negative, undesirable, abnormal, strange, or any other, unacceptable term that we can find there. Examples of this language and the types of people that ableist language target or harm would include words like stupid, spaz, retarded, off their meds, cuckoo. These are all from an article by Lester. The individuals that these derogatory words are aimed at would include individuals with mental health conditions like schizophrenia, bipolar, ADHD, depression. Also other individuals with developmental delays, including autism, unspecified global delays, etc. And according to Stein, this type of language decreases the effectiveness of communication and it uses inaccurate descriptors. Now that we know what ableism or ableist language is, let's discuss how it affects people. How does it affect individuals? Well, first off, it's destructive. It dehumanizes individuals with disabilities, and right now it's actually currently culturally acceptable. It does lead to underrepresentation of individuals within society, like in the media, in positions of power, in educational positions there as well. And it also leads to the criminal violation of individuals. It also affects a very large population. 1 in 5 individuals has a disability or a different ability at some point in their life. They're dubbed disabled. According to everydayfeminism.com, it affects all of society, not just those disabled or differently abled individuals. It affects the way that perception or the perception of the positive and the negative aspects or connotations of persons based on this language. Now that we've discussed how ableist language affects individuals, let's talk about how to remove it from our language. Why should we remove it from our language for everyday use? Well, we should choose words that are more carefully because words are not only words. According to HuffPost.com, words are very powerful. They are influencing and they tell extremely strong narratives of individuals or of occurrences in our society. We should replace the disempowering words with clear, concise, accurate words to promote positive correlations or the desired communication that we really want to express. We should also remove this type of language to empower others. It will lead to being more, using respectful alternatives, respect each other's differences. And also, we should use it to create supportive culture of differently abled individuals as a whole. Now, we discussed a lot of terminology here, and a lot of topics and ideas or concepts about ableism and ableist language. But we just need to take a step back here and recap on those ideas that we discussed. We've talked about what ableism is and what ableist language is, how it affects all the individuals, directly affected, as well as entire society as an entire whole, and how we can remove it from our language and use. There's a lot to process, but I'm sure that once we look at it from an angle of understanding that it's a form of oppression, and that it's extremely damaging and hurtful to many people, we can all agree that it's necessary to use the information we've learned today in a positive manner so that we can remove such harmful, oppressive behavior from our world. The best way is for all of us to take a step back, to realize our own responsibilities and role and implicate the change and strive to contribute to the shift from ableism to non-ableist thought process and behaviors. Thank you for listening to my speech today, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.